everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, head out to Goodwill where I got myself 7 VHS tapes, all for 10 cents a piece, and I even got myself one double disc DVD for only 10 cents, so let's take a look at everything I got. So the first VHS I picked up was American Graffiti, this year being the special edition release. What makes this special edition? Probably absolutely nothing. I have a feeling it's only special edition in name only. It is a VHS tape, and from what I can tell, doesn't come with any special features whatsoever. But the reason why I really want to grab this one is simply for collecting purposes, because it has really cool metallic artwork. Love the way that looks. I do already have this movie on DVD, but for this artwork alone, had to grab the VHS. Then I picked up The Who, 30 Years of Maximum R&B Live, which is sort of an odd name for this, because when I think of The Who, I don't really think of R&B. I realize that rock and roll has a lot of rhythm and blues in it. I totally get that, but again, even though it has rhythm and blues in it, I don't really think of The Who as an R&B band. I think of them as a rock and roll band. So to say 30 years of R&B just kind of sounds odd to me, but regardless, I don't really care about the name. I love The Who. They're a great, great rock band. Love listening to them. Certainly love watching them live. So for 10 cents, had to pick this up. Then I grabbed some more Who with The Kids Are Alright, this year apparently being a riveting docu-history of rock's enduring royalty. So what I assume this is just a documentary on The Who. That sounds great to me. As I said, love the band, so I can't wait to learn more about them. Next I grabbed Live Wire. It's a Pierce Brosnan action film. That was all I needed to know. This is a blind buy. I'd never even heard of this movie, but again, Pierce Brosnan action film, it's a must buy. Next I grabbed The Bellboy, a Jerry Lewis classic. I've actually never seen this film in its entirety. I've only ever seen bits and pieces of it here and there on TV, but I've never got around to watching the entire thing. So now that I actually have the movie, I can now sit down and watch it in its entirety. Then I grabbed 2 James Gardner titles, and the first one was The Castaway Cowboy. This year being a Disney title, although this year being the Anchor Bay release of this Disney title. But as I mentioned a million times before, 1950s, 60s, and 70s Disney movies, I absolutely love them. I cannot get enough of those films, so I definitely had to grab this one. And the second James Gardner title I picked up was One Little Indian, another Anchor Bay release of a Disney title. And like I just said, I love classic Disney, so of course, had to get this one as well. So that was it for the VHS I picked up, but I also grabbed myself one title on DVD, and that was this Laurel and Hardy 2-pack DVD set. And as I mentioned, I got this for only 10 cents, and how I pulled that one off was, I came up to the front counter with my stack of VHS tapes with this sitting on top. All the VHS tapes were marked at 10 cents a piece, and as you can see, this is about the same thickness as a VHS tape, and I guess the lady ringing me up thought it was a VHS tape. So once she gave me the total, I knew something was wrong immediately. It was way too cheap. I said, this was actually a DVD set. This should be $1.97 as marked. She said, I already rang you up. Don't worry about it. You're getting it for 10 cents. I was not going to complain about that. I pointed out her mistake. She said, don't worry about it. Hey, it works for me. So I got this set for 10 cents. That was a great, great deal. Now, what's on here is anything special. This is typically what you would find on pretty much any public domain Laurel and Hardy release. You're getting very, very typical stuff like Flying Deuces, Utopia, and a bunch of their other little shorts. So, again, nothing special, but the reason why I really want to get this one is because I have a lot of these shorts and those movies I actually have already on VHS. So I'm picking this up to replace those VHS tapes, and hopefully down the line, I'll get a really nice Laurel and Hardy set. They have some really nice ones out there that I really, really want to get. They're loaded with all the classic movies and shorts, so like I said, hopefully someday I'll pick one of those up, but for now, for 10 cents, this is a great placeholder. So that's it for what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And the first title I checked out was RoboCop, the future of law enforcement, the man in the iron suit. Now this here is classic late 80s, early 90s animation. This is from 1991, and that is when I grew up. That is when I was really into cartoons, the late 80s, early 90s. I love that great feeling of the Ninja Turtles, Iron Man, X-Men, G.I. Joe, all those classic, just great cheeseball animated shows. They're so much fun and very nostalgic for me. The animation might not be the best. I'm sure most of it was probably sent overseas and done pretty cheaply, but regardless, it has a great look and just a great nostalgic feel, and I love watching it. And this was a blast to check out. It's a great story, great animation, and if you are a fan of late 80s, early 90s animation, I highly recommend picking this one up if you come across it. Unfortunately, none of these great episodes have ever been released to DVD, which definitely sucks. I hope someday we get some of them released to DVD, but again, if you come across this VHS, it's a must-buy. Now, this story was pretty simple. It's only 20 minutes long. It's all about the one kind of evil sort of cop in the group. You know, he's a cop, and he really cares about law enforcement, but he's a complete asshole. He hates RoboCop because RoboCop's stealing all the spotlight, kind of taking his, basically taking his thunder away. So he ends up teaming up with this bad guy who has this suit, who he wants to destroy RoboCop, and he kind of manipulates this other cop into putting the suit on and battling RoboCop, and everything goes to his head, and he almost kills RoboCop. But of course, in the end, RoboCop comes out shining and kicks some ass. Just a great, really fun story, and like I said, the main draw to this, though, is the animation. If you're a late 80s, early 90s kid, this is something you must have in your collection. And the second title I checked out today, I can't actually physically show you because I rented it. Now, this was a movie that actually went under my radar. I had no idea this movie even came out. I don't watch a lot of TV, so when it comes to trailers for movies, I tend to miss them a lot. A lot of times a movie will come out and I'll never even knew it was in theaters because I just don't watch that much TV. So the wife and I saw this one at Redbox, and we were both interested in checking it out. Had a good lineup. The story seemed interesting. So since I had never heard of the movie, I said, why not for $1? Let's rent it and check it out. And the movie was called Moonrise Kingdom. It was great. Very, very fun movie. It is your pretty much typical artsy comedy, kind of like Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Little Miss Sunshine. It's one of those, again, artsy sort of dramedy type of films, but very well done. I tend to really enjoy those movies. I like the kind of witty humor it has, and it's just different. It's not, the humor's not so much slapstick, you're in your face, or, you know, potty jokes or stuff like that a lot of comedies that you see in theaters nowadays are. This one had more thought behind the jokes. It made me laugh a lot more than most comedies in theaters make me laugh nowadays. And I really enjoyed the hell of this film. The whole story is about two, I believe they're 12-year-olds, falling in love with each other. They both have their issues. The boy, his family dies. He's going from foster home to foster home. The girl, she just has family issues as well. She, you know, still lives with her family, but she's kind of a troubled kid, and they both definitely have their issues, but they fall in love with each other. They try to run away. The boy is basically what the equivalent of a Boy Scout is in this movie. So he knows how to basically build fires and camps, and it's really, really fun to watch him do all these Boy Scout type things, and you know, they're running away, but he really knows what he's doing. It's really fun. Makes for a lot of great jokes, and the movie is hilarious. I was cracking up laughing the entire time. So not only do we get a really good story, but we get a ton of great jokes throughout the entire film, and as I said, it's more of thought-provoking jokes. It's not potty humor, it's not jokes like that, it's actual jokes with some thought behind them, which really, really gets me laughing. A great, great story, and I would highly recommend this movie. We also have a pretty good lineup. Just to name a few people, we have Harvey Keitel showing up. Love that. Bill Murray. Oh, God, who else is in this movie? We have Bruce Willis, Ed Norton, and that's just to name a few. There's a ton of great people in this movie. So the lineup is definitely there. And again, as I said, that's only to name a few. There's plenty of more other actors in this movie that are absolutely great. Our two main characters, the boy and the girl who fall in love with each other, they're fantastic as well. They kind of have this weird sort of chemistry, but it really, really works. So I would definitely recommend this movie. If you like those artsy comedies, again, like Life Aquatic or The Royal Tenenbaums or Little Miss Sunshine, if you're a fan of those type of movies, this is certainly one to check out. Like I said, it did go under my radar, and I don't know if it went under your radars as well. Yeah, I do tend to usually know what movies are coming out, but for some reason, this one went right past me. So if you haven't heard of this movie, it's worth looking into. It's definitely worth checking out. It was a great, great watch. Or if you have heard of the movie and you were thinking about seeing it, well, definitely do. It's a lot of fun. You'll be laughing your ass off. It's a great, great story, and one I would highly recommend. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely got some great titles today from my local Goodwill, and also getting them all for 10 cents a piece, including that DVD, was just a fantastic deal. Also watching RoboCop, the Man in the Iron Suit, a great episode, just fantastic animation. If you are a fan of classic late 80s, early 90s animation, it's a VHS tape that you should definitely pick up and have in your collection. And also watching Moonrise Kingdom, a great artsy comedy. I would definitely recommend it. Great actors, great laughs, a great story, and just something that you must see. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. What you would typically see on a, something you pick. Oh, fuck. Now what's on here is pretty much just all the traditional. Oh, fuck. Sounded good to me. So yes, I got this for only 10 cents. Oh, shit.